everyone. Sorry about the issue I might have had. And I lost my feed there, so we have to start this all over again. Well, talking about SummerSlam. So unfortunately, we'll have to talk about everything what we already talked about. Otherwise, no one will know about it in the first place. But anyways, yeah, that kind of sucks. So sorry to everybody, but Kyron and to Monty's corner because they're gonna have to say everything again about the shows we discussed. Welcome to the show again, co-host of well, he's well, and hopefully gonna be all ready and actually be able to finish this episode.
Well, once again, thanks for having me. I'm sad that the first string got cut off the way it did. I'm gonna go by my points faster than I did last time. For Takeover was great. Like I said in my review, Oscar and Nember.
I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
There's problems there for some reason. I can't hear him. Hopefully, people can hear me as I'm now again live talking about everything. NXT Takeover Brooklyn, New York was pretty dang good and awesome. Just gonna keep my actually for a couple of seconds here when this loads. I'm gonna have my show on myself. If there's anything of sound. All right, hopefully people can hear me. Those in the live chat, let me know again. Welcome to Relike the Video. What's up, Seth frickin' Rollins? I'm going to share the link here. If anybody wants to join over again, but we'll deal with it. Hopefully Kyron's able to come through. I'm going to run through things again. First episode was actually going pretty well here tonight. We actually had a debate between Kyron Chase and Palmer J about John Cena and everything, if he's ruined the business or not. His corner actually joining too. So to get them back and others back to get this episode rolling and going along as we did have it for hopefully that can be the case. NXT Takeover Brooklyn, pretty good show, top to bottom. I mean, hitting it out of the park. And certainly a show that I gotta send the link again. Palmer J, are you there? Palmer J was here. Let me know if you can hear me. Rough tonight for some reason. Things aren't wanting to work. But anyways, as I was saying, good show from start to finish. Having really interesting losing the NXT Championship, so congratulations. WWE champion, and now Drew McIntyre, the NXT champion. Apologize that I'm not able to, wasn't able to finish up that other episode. And if they do join in, everything again. So let's have someone new here get their thoughts on NXT, SummerSlam, and everything else. Hopefully I can hear him when he speaks. Let's welcome Blue X Demon X, who yesterday I did do that video to him. 10 Reasons for Rain sucks. I grinned and bear it, did what I had to do, and got through it like a champ Roman is. I got through that and did what I had to do.
You're a boss, my friend. Thank you for that. Keeping Man of your word, my friend. Doing what you had to do. Video was awesome, man. Appreciate that. Keeping the bet. That was awesome.
Having audio issues. I didn't hear Blue at all.
You can't
up his control level, so.
Oh no!
Can't
hear me. It's all bad, man. All bad. All bad.
So if I can't hear him, I don't. Unless he says something in this chat.
I gotta go to the
exactly.
Chat.
It's happening.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to fix it because I don't want to. It seems like he's better with this technology. I don't know what I have to do to try to get him to be able to be heard. I mean, he's here. He's in high definition over there.
High def.
Well, let me try something. Sorry, everybody. It's just a weird night tonight with this situation. I mean, heck, the last one video we had technically when it ended and it was technically uploading 1 view, 7 likes. Now I have to restart. Let's see. All right, Blue, try to say something.
I'm saying something. Hello. Can you hear me?
All right, I said say something. Saying something. For some reason, I had to put headphones in to hear you. So I don't know. That was weird.
But can you hear me now?
No, I'm pretending to hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you. Anyways, Steve, that the video yesterday was awesome, man. Appreciate you keeping the bet. Much love, man. It was a good bet. You kept it.
I know you. Yeah, I know you would have had to. Like even in the video, you know, I knew Blue would. If it went the other way, he would grin and bear it and do what he had to do. So
I would have.
I did the same.
It would have been glorious. It would have been glorious, but I did not. Thankfully.
Thankfully, you didn't have to waste your money to get a Roman Reigns gear. So.
Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that.
But anyway, getting nitty gritty, NXT Takeover, you and me, bro. We did the live stream over here on this channel.
We did, and it was amazing. NXT Takeover once again. Every single match was amazing. The event, it was just so good, man. The ending was great with Adam Cole coming in. I went crazy. It was so good, man. So good.
Hey, I mean, I know we talked about during the live stream, obviously, and you just did. What were your highlights? Any lowlights, if anything? Like, what overall thoughts on the event now that we're days away from it?
Oh man, I mean, of course, the high points was Adam Cole just coming in. The crowd was insane. The women's match was so good, man. I feel so bad for Asuka breaking her collarbone though, but the match was so good, man. And then just every match in general was just top notch, man. Top notch. Triple H just doing his thing with NXT, man. It's so good. So good. From the first match to the last, it was great.
I agree. Now moving over to SummerSlam, which some people, I don't know if they would say it's great as much as NXT Brooklyn was, but what were your thoughts, your highs and lows, and anything else, or anything you want to discuss on your WWE SummerSlam?
I enjoyed SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm just just coming from as a fan, just watching. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoyed SummerSlam. Like, I was just shocked. Like, from the pre-show on with the title changes, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, all these picks I was doing, everybody was losing. I'm just like, what is going on? And then, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that really upset me was the Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura match. Now, we all knew Jinder was winning, but the way he won was just terrible. And I was live streaming it, and I was just telling all the people, it's just like, I picked him to win. I knew he was gonna win, but damn, like that. I mean, okay, yeah, the Singh brothers come in with the distraction, but one finisher and Shinsuke's done after he kicked out of an AA a few weeks ago. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just, and that match was short too. For a WWE title match, the match was short. It was sloppy. And it was just probably the only match that really upset me besides the Big Cass and Big Show match. But I already expected that one to upset me, so I wasn't really tripping about that. And then like one more thing was probably Rusev getting buried like he did in 10 seconds. Like I was like, yo, but that RKO was fabulous. Like that RKO was fabulous. But you know, I'm a Rusev fan, and I was hoping for a good match, and I should have known he was gonna lose, but damn, 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. And then my high points, of course, was that fatal four-way was just exactly what I expected it to be, man. A train wreck. Yo, I mean, big ups to Brock Lesnar taking those 3 table spots, man. Leaving, coming back, you know what I'm saying? Taking those 3 Superman punches. I'm thinking Roman was about to do it. I was like, oh no, Roman about to pin Brock. But then Brock out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, hit the F5. Yo, big ups to all 4 of those guys, man. A phenomenal match, man. Big spots, man. Definitely a great way to close the show. And then, like I said, all the title changes was crazy. The fans was loving it. I was loving it. So I thought it was a great SummerSlam, besides 2 moments that I didn't really enjoy. So that's how I felt.
Yeah, my live stream during SummerSlam, which was a long night for both of us, I'm sure, with SummerSlam. But when title changes were starting to happen, especially with 2 on the pre-show, I mean, gosh darn it, let alone having 1 on the pre-show, you have 2. And then the other title changes as we got into the main card. I'm thinking, well, I guess we might have the title, or the night of title changes here instead of at NXT, where we thought that could have been. But that wasn't the case. So at SummerSlam, that seemed to be it. And I was even worried that the United States title from AJ Styles, as much as that wouldn't have made sense, you didn't know. And I was most surprised, to be quite honest, with all the title changes that happened, was Natalya winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. I mean, good for her. I mean, like the mother of the backstage and having to babysit the new members of the WWE universe that are WWE that in the women's division, like you've seen on Total Divas in the past and stuff like that. And I think it's sitting for her to actually have a women's title reign. It to be, but still was surprised that she actually captured it tonight, beating the guy. Obviously, heading into, as we did the prediction show together, thought that Naomi was going to retain and Carmella was going to cash in and leave SummerSlam. But overall, a good show, main event. Tore the roof off the place. It was just awesome. Brock Lesnar looking like the beast that he is, retaining the title, which in its own right was surprising. But so all the title changes and the 2 main titles not changing, always staying the same so far. Brock Lesnar, Jinder Mahal, WWE Universal Champion, and WWE World Champion. So that weekend of WWE with NXT show and with SummerSlam, I think we're pretty good. Next year they're going to be back. Great weekend for the 2 pay-per-views, man. It was just both of them to me were great, and I enjoyed it, man. The crowd was insane. Brooklyn was big ups to Brooklyn, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York, so big ups to Brooklyn. Like one of the best crowds, man, just going insane. The beach ball mania was a little bit too much, but it was funny nonetheless. And they was all into it, man. Loved it. Love every second of it. And we head from there heading into Monday Night Raw opening segment with Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, which is certainly interesting. Now we're setting up for that match. Going to be Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks going to have a rematch next week for the Raw Women's title, which is going to be interesting. The fact that Alexa Bliss is the main superstar, but the promo is for No Mercy, as you saw. Even before their title match at SummerSlam, they even showed that promo already for the Raw brand's next pay-per-view, which made me think at that point, obviously. Then I thought Alexa Bliss was for sure, but that wasn't the case. I'm wondering, are they going to flip up? Are they going to go back and forth just to have this continue as long as they can until they get Bayley back, and they can have Bayley and Sasha, and everybody can be all happy and get what they want and all that other stuff. But I hope they don't flip-flop the title, though. Like, because, I mean, Sasha Banks is already a 4-time women's champion. You know what I'm saying? They start flip-flopping like they did with her and Charlotte. This is going to be bad for business, man. People is not going to want to see that at all. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? By the end of next year, Sasha Banks could be like a 7-time women's champion. And that's just insane. And she only, been in the main roster for a couple of years now. So it's just like, oh man, that's a lot. So
I hope they don't flip flop the title. I'm surprised they let her get it. I mean, I'm happy because Sasha Banks is my boo, my bae, but you know what I'm saying? I'm also surprised that they took the title off of Alexa. I thought she was doing a great job. But the whole Bayley injury changed a whole bunch of plans, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, for sure. Another big thing happening is situation with the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz was in the ring there with Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and John Cena returning to Monday Night Raw.
Yes, can we talk about the Miz for a second though? Can we talk about the Miz for a second? That promo that the Miz gave on Monday was phenomenal. I've been saying this for years that the Miz is going to go down as the greatest heel ever in the WWE. His promos are so passionate and so true. It's just I know you're supposed to hate this man, and I do sometimes because he's arrogant, but at the same time, I'm just like in awe and I'm just clapping like, thank you, Miz. You know what I'm saying? Because he just delivers every time he's out there. You know what I'm saying? He delivers in the ring. He delivers on the mic. I mean, he's bringing, like he says, man, probably one of the best Intercontinental champions of all time. I'm hoping he gets at least one or two more world title reigns. But until then, man, he's just been phenomenal, man. And I knew Cena was coming. I knew Cena was going to be on Raw. I knew it. The minute I turned Raw, I'm like, Cena's coming on Raw sometime here. And I knew it. The minute Kurt Angle said, "Oh, I'm bringing somebody," I knew it was Cena. Music hit. I started singing the song. And I knew he was going to call out Roman Reigns. And that was just insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, big ups to Brooklyn. That crowd was giving it to them. I mean, the crowd was letting those boys have it. You know what I'm saying? I was just loving every second of it. But, yeah, it's interesting to see what they're going to do with this whole Miz Intercontinental title. I mean, like, because, you got Joe, Roman, and Cena. Like, what they trying to do here? You know what I'm saying? Since they got Braun and Brock at the pay-per-view for the Universal title, are they going to be doing all like fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title, or what? Like, it's gonna be interesting to see what's going to happen with this with Cena being on Raw now for a little bit, and a whole Roman thing, and the Miz being the best Intercontinental champion of all time. I said it. Yes, I said it. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna be doing here.
Yeah, I think that's the way, I think that is the way they're going to go, having a fatal four-way, and then from there can branch out to two storylines after that. After No Mercy, heading into the next pay-per-view, moving it forward in that way. Maybe you have Miz Samoa Joe moving forward. Miz actually retaining, or Samoa Joe capturing the title and breaking them off into a feud, which John Cena and Roman Reigns in a feud moving forward. So, as long as it's not with a title, I think people can deal with those two facing off. So either way, that could be the way that it goes after we get through No Mercy for the superstars. I don't think I'm missing anything else that was big from Monday Night Raw. Is there anything else that you wanted to?
Yeah, Raw wasn't like. I mean, I think Raw could have been better. Raw, I guess because I'm comparing it to SmackDown right now. But I even said before SmackDown started on Tuesday, I was like, Raw wasn't really. Like it was the Raw after SummerSlam. It wasn't really 5-star to me. You know what I'm saying? It was more like 3.5. I mean, I know they had Cena on there, and then the whole Brock and Braun thing, but it just wasn't really hitting it for me. And then we move on to SmackDown.
Yes, lay at the SmackDown on Raw, because SmackDown Live was pretty good, and you had Bobby Roode making his debut on the main roster. You have Shelton Benjamin finally being back in WWE. He was supposed to be months ago. Finally. And then also a third thing, which some people didn't bring up. I'm sure they'll get to it. Dolph Ziggler making his return in a backstage promo his damn self. So what were your thoughts on those three separate situations from SmackDown Live?
SmackDown was awesome from the start with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens to the glorious one. And it, like, when Bobby Roode came out, I went crazy. I was so happy. I was like, yes, he's on SmackDown. And then, like, Aiden, let's give a little props to Aiden English, because I thought that match was gonna be a squash match. I thought Bobby Roode was gonna go win, handle business, glorious DDT, and it was over. But no, it was it was a good kind of match there. Aiden was doing some offense, and I was like, okay, showing off Bobby Roode a little bit, and Aiden getting his stock up a little bit. And then I was kind of confused at the end. I didn't know if he's a face or is he a heel, because the promo he gave was kind of pandering to the fans. So I'm like, is he a face now? And I'm like, well, it's still kind of, it was like a Bobby Roode type interview where, I'm saying, he's proclaiming he's the best. So I I'm saying, we'll see what happens next week when he comes out and who he's going to actually feud with going forward. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to keep him face or turn him face or keep him heel. And then Shelton Benjamin. Oh my goodness, that dude's like, I forgot how big that dude was. That dude was huge. I was like, he came in, he toppled all over Chad Gable. Chad Gable looked like a damn preschooler compared to Shelton Benjamin, man. And I don't know how I feel about this tag team they're gonna be doing. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm hoping, and this is just me, I'm hoping that Shelton Benjamin turns heel and turns on Chad Gable. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. And I think those two can have a phenomenal match, man. They match each other really well. You know what I'm saying? They in-ring styles are pretty similar. So I'm thinking, like, if Shelton Benjamin turns on Chad Gable, they can have a nice little feud. You know what I'm saying? That'll bring Chad's stock up, and then everybody can remember how amazing Shelton Benjamin is in the ring. So, but if they do keep this tag team, once again, Shelton Benjamin is known, to be part of the greatest tag team of all time. You know what I'm saying? World greatest tag team. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm really hoping he turns heel, gets the singles push, and do his thing. But until then, we'll see what happens with that. And then Ziggles, like, I don't know, man. I feel so bad for Ziggler sometimes. I'd be like, he's right, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was calling out so many people. He was excuse my language, but shitting on so many people in that promo. And I was just laughing my ass off. And then, I don't know what they're going to be doing with him, man. Maybe he'll be the one to feud with Shelton. I don't know. We'll see, man. But yeah, welcome back, Ziggler. I don't know what you're going to be doing. Probably jobbing like you usually do, but we'll see. And then at the end, the seeds of the Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon, that's definitely going to happen now. I don't see how it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. Hell in a Cell Survivor Series, I don't know. It's going to be Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon. So that should be interesting. And then, like, Baron Corbin being a ref was just hilarious to me. I'm like, how can they bury Baron Corbin even deeper than he's already buried? Oh yeah, let's make him a special guest referee on SmackDown. I was like, oh my goodness, poor Baron Corbin. Like, I honestly didn't really know what he did, but then somebody was telling me what he was doing on Twitter and stuff like that, and I was like, oh well, I guess he kind of deserves it. But at the same time, I was really on the Baron Corbin train there for a second, but now I'm just like, damn, he is done, son, done.
Yeah, as a promoter, awesome to see Bobby Roode. I was actually surprised to see him. I know some or most or whoever or whatever of the audience of the WWE Universe was not surprised to see not Baron Corbin, but to see Bobby Roode on SmackDown Live making a debut, because I guess the rumor and the noteworthy thing was he was backstage for Raw. He was backstage for SmackDown Live show, so he's going to debut at one of them, right? But I thought it was for a different reason, maybe to talk to somebody backstage or visit some of his friends on the main roster or this and that. Like, people can be at tapings for anything. Heck, Kelly has been in a couple of tapings on a Raw and SmackDown, seeing her friends. Doesn't mean she's going to be debuting on the shows, It doesn't automatically mean that. But so even I, old wise one over here, did not see Bobby Roode debuting. I thought it would be a little bit later. To be quite honest, I thought it would actually be closer to Survivor Series. I thought he would have his rematch at the next NXT TakeOver special, and have obviously the tapings of NXT, doing those tapings, and then getting to the special, having his rematch, losing, doing some kind of farewell thing, and then coming to the main roster, whatever brand it was going to plan to be. I didn't see him actually coming right away, and coming to SmackDown Live when he did.
I think the Adam Cole signing, just changed all that. because like when Adam Cole came out on in Brooklyn, and he raised the NXT title, I was like, all right, I automatically knew that it's pretty much going to be Adam Cole and McIntyre going forward. So I kind of had a feeling that Bobby Roode might move up, but I thought they were just going to keep him off TV for a while to like, I don't know. I mean, but he has got so much momentum right now, even though he lost the title, but he still got so much of that momentum going. So I see why they just said, all right, Bobby, just come on over to SmackDown, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel it.
Yeah, because you're gonna have Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre. They're confirmed. That's gonna be a boss ass feud. There, it's gonna be pretty good heading into whenever the next NXT Takeover show being. For Survivor Series or something that weekend, I don't know. Whenever they have the next NXT Takeover event, having Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT title. Now all we need to do over on Raw, we need to get Heath Slater, NXT Universal Champion, baby.
Yeah, Heath Slater needs to win a title now. I mean, he's slacking. You know what I'm saying? He's slacking now. He's slacking. Yeah. I mean, he was the first SmackDown Tag Team Champion, so I guess he can claim that. But yeah, he needs to get that Universal title so he can complete the trifecta. That'd be crazy, though. Can you even imagine that? Heath Slater, Universal Champion. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because we never ever figured that Jinder Mahal will win the WWE title. Right. So I guess anything is possible. They always say anything's possible in WWE. Now, I mean, it's official. Jinder Mahal is champ, and he's been champ for a while. He beat Shinsuke. So, yep. I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible in WWE.
And then in that perfect world, you have Heath Slater becoming Universal Champion. Zack Ryder coming to Raw. Yeah, Heath Slater, Zack Ryder for the WWE Universal Championship match. All right, there, book it. You got your main event. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Go Zack.
Heath Slater versus Zack Ryder for the Universal title. Oh my gosh. I think the world would end that day if that would happen. I think the world would end. Oh my goodness. Monte,
what's
on,
up,
man?
Fellas? What's
going on, bro?
Shit. You wearing the same toque? I love it. Steve, I sent the link to Jaden. Hopefully he can get in. I think he just popped in now, actually.
The real deal's in the building, fellas.
Holy shit.
Hey, Jaden, how you doing? I apologize for the issues, which I'm sure was on my end for the other broadcast.
You know what, man? It's fine. I was actually having a damn good conversation with one of your crewmates.
Oh, was that Kyron or Mountie?
That'd be Mountie.
No, Mountie, yeah. But guys, Jaden and Mountie, we were just talking about SmackDown and Raw, and I was bringing up how much I would like to actually see Heath Slater win the Universal title and have a Heath Slater, and then you have Zack Ryder coming back over to Raw. Heath Slater, Zack Ryder for the Universal title. And I got Blue over here telling me the world would end if that was the case. What do you guys think?
You don't want my opinion on what they're doing with Zack Ryder. It might offend some people.
Okay.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, if you want my honest opinion of it from being in the business myself, the guy got over from the internet and working indie shows. I mean, if just to accomplish that feature, being a worker, that's incredible. I mean, I just started a year and some change ago wrestling. This dude's over here, and he's gotten, I believe he's got, a couple million views on some of his videos. And, he just became known and started doing that internet title stuff. And then he caught some buzz. Everybody started following him around. They bring him in. They smash him. The fans still stay behind him. He gets all that momentum going. They tease him with the Intercontinental title. He drops it the next night. They put him with Mojo Riley to try to hope that Mojo gets over because they love the big guy feature. It's always been the land of the giants in this business. That's the 80 statistics. That's the way it's always been. They try to stay with that, but the fans are smart marks now. They know better. It's what they want, so it's not going to get over as well. They're using Zach to push Mojo. It's horrible. Zach needs to go solo. He, to my opinion, could have carried that Intercontinental title proudly. Yeah, he might not have had a 6-7 month run, But you know what? I think he could have carried it for a couple pay-per-views at least and see what the kid's got. Don't tease him and then just drop it and do nothing with him.
It drove me nuts when that happened because I saw that happening, and you saw the crowd reaction behind it. It was huge. It was gargantuan. Blew up the internet. You know, exactly, man. And they should have, like, we were all joking about it as we were watching the pay-per-view. Watch, he drops it tomorrow on Raw. And fuck, did it happen. We were so pissed, man. I was like, you couldn't have at least given him one pay-per-view to defend it, at least. Maybe even to retain it, you know? Like, that one drove me nuts. The only...
Sami Zayn effect.
Pardon me?
The Sami Zayn effect.
I mean, at least Ryder sort of got a chance at, but it took him a long time, right? I mean, he had the U.S. title, and that was a big deal too. I think what they should do with Zack Ryder, and I don't know what the fuck, I thought he was going to come back from injury and immediately turn on Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley, he's probably going to be fine the way he is, at least for now. He's not going to be a top guy anytime soon, but, you know, Zack did his job. It's time for him to move on. It's time for, like, I would love to see him as a heel, but he's just too loved. So I don't even know if that would work.
Very risky.
Yep. But
I just
what else
can't
are
see
you going to
the
do with
fans
him?
getting behind Ryder as a heel.
Well, they'd love him too much, probably. That's the problem, right?
I just don't think they'd buy into it.
Yeah, probably not. But it's either that or you're going to turn the other guy heel, or you just go their separate ways, and that's that. That's probably your best bet. But
Mojo playing the heel, I mean, I'd see that more realistically over the Zack because, I mean, Zack's loved, like you said, from the fans. So, I mean, I can see Mojo trying. I'm not too fond on the hype bro train. I kind of think it's, you know, childish. But, I mean, we are in a PG era where, you know, sex doesn't sell no more. So who's buying?
Yeah, we were touching on some good topics, Steve, man. We weren't even live or nothing. You should have been there, man.
I know. I had some technical issues. I don't know. Maybe getting some karma or something for not having Jaden on in that actual last broadcast. But anyways, since we do have him on now, and the guys can smile upon us. Jaden, what were your thoughts on NXT TakeOver Brooklyn and SummerSlam? If you did see any of those events.
Overall, NXT took my heart. I'm going to take NXT over SummerSlam. SummerSlam was a bit dull compared to the previous years, my opinion. The Johnny Gargano match, jaw-dropping. I normally don't, you know, tip my hat or, you know, get excited behind these matches now from, like, seeing it as a fan perspective from being in the ring now. So it's really hard for me to get behind, like, what they're trying to sell us. And that Gargano match was just jaw-dropping. The women even had a damn good match on there. As far as, like, SummerSlam goes, the heat that Baron Corbin drew the last 2 weeks before the pay-per-view with Cena in the locker room and the creative team and some of the guys jumping down his throat because of, you know, he took his arrogant self, like, as a heel using his gimmick. That's cool. But don't take it to the locker room, man. That's where you don't, like, okay. It's not the 80s no more. You're not Macho Man Randy Savage, all right? He stayed in gimmick everywhere he went because he believed in kayfabe. Well, it's 2017 now. Kayfabe is dead, unfortunately. And when you go and cause problems with your number one selling guy in the locker room, you're not going to get your push. You lost your title or your Money in the Bank to it. You got basically, you didn't get jobbed, but you didn't even get you didn't get your shit in on the opener. And Cena goes over you. He even, if I ain't mistaken, he even shot on him in the ring, and he said some stuff that they had an issue with in the back, saying it's not all about you. You ain't done shitting. You ain't done shit in the show. And he said something after that. Don't quote me on it. You could find the sources on there, but like I wasn't a big Corbin fan to begin with. I thought he was really dull. He's got two cool moves, but I mean, as far as getting on the mic goes, you're no Cena, you're no Savage, you're no Hogan, et cetera, et cetera. I can go on forever. As the card kept going, I mean, to me, like, it was just like watching a little bit amped up Raw. It didn't give me that pay-per-view effect. Like, I was expecting, you know, SummerSlam's one of their biggest pay-per-views. I'm expecting, you know, to be entertained. I'm expecting to get into it. I love SummerSlam. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. But this one to me just didn't cut it. I wasn't into it.
Well, I think if I could just jump in there, what I
Sure.
think also is the fact that they gave some of the stuff away on the Go Home show. Like, there was no reason for Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor to square off on Monday like that. Like, that was a match that I really wanted to see, and I just feel like for them to put it on Monday, it just didn't do anything for that feud, if you ask me. You could have had the spot where, like, maybe Finn Balor has a match. This is how I would have done it. Finn Balor had the match. After the match, he's celebrating in the ring. Lights go out. Boom. All of a sudden, the lights come back on, and Bray Wyatt's sitting in the ring, or like maybe upside down or whatever his yoga pose is, and he's looking at Finn Balor who's in the corner in the same position, but he's full of blood. That would have been sick. And then you would have been like, "Whoa, this should be a good match this Sunday, right?" But no, the way they did it was wrong. I don't know. So, what do you guys think about that?
I felt they should have had like I thought they was gonna do like, since they did the match on Monday, I thought the match on Sunday was gonna be totally gimmicky. I thought it was gonna be just mind games. There's gonna be illusions everywhere. I mean, that's what I was predicting it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It was just they come out, Finn comes out, the Demon King. It was just gonna be like, the ring, like when Bray Wyatt and Orton went at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had the ring light up and all types of craziness. That's why I thought it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, more of just a mind games match than just a regular match. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Monty, that they should, like, if they was gonna go that route on SummerSlam, then they should not have had that match on Monday, because it was just, we already knew what was gonna go down. So it's kind of disappointing on that one.
Here's my opinion on this. If I was gonna book these two guys, I would have done it sort of similar, but I would have put a twist to this. Bray Wyatt right now, y'all can agree or disagree. Opinions are welcome. Does not have the same momentum that he had months ago. True or false?
True.
Right. So
Very true.
basically, Wyatt needs Balor, okay? Balor's got this demon gimmick, all right? Everybody wants to see Demon Balor. You got him doing the Bullet Club thing right now. You don't have him with Anderson. You don't have him with Gallows. You don't have him with AJ. Kill the Bullet Club gimmick. It's shot where it sits. So what we do is you bring out Balor. You let Bray come out with the lights on, like you were saying. Let him get his shit in. Build up the rivalry going there. Let Wyatt go over Balor as the normal Bullet Club. Let him come out demon. Let Balor go heel. Team with Bray Wyatt. Bring the Bray Wyatt that we knew when he was with the Wyatt family back, and run the Demon and Bray's whole ordeal. They killed it when Randall sat there and burned his house down. That's cool. But guess what? You can go a whole different route now with Demon Balor and Bray Wyatt together, tag teaming. Let him get a shot at the tag titles. Balor deserves the push. He came off that injury. It was sad we didn't get to see him defend that title. Give him something. Give him a hope shot. Give him something.
Yeah, I agree and understand, but I did just want to bring up this question, just that was advocate, because I know there's been fans that have reached out to me and just have said on Twitter themselves with their opinion being of this, of Finn Balor just being born to them as just Club Balor, and how he should be Demon Balor more than just special events, that he should be that more often in general, like you alluded to a little bit there, Jaden. But what is everybody's thoughts on that? You think it's just that he would be better off for most of the WWE universe if he was the Demon King, or just the Demon, or however everybody's going to call it, going forward, then going back and forth between the Club Balor and the cool leather jacket to throwing out the Demon King gimmick just once in a while? Do you think it's better to save it as a special thing, or actually have it more often, like some in the WWE universe believe? Mountie?
It's a catch-22, like, do I think that he can pull it off all the time like that? Like, what, every pay-per-view? Or are you saying even every Raw? I mean, you don't want to kill it at the same time, because it's clear as day that he always, he wrestles a little bit differently when he's the demon. That's the whole, the push, or not the push, but, that's the whole idea behind that gimmick that he has. So it's a really, really tough one because he still wins matches when he's normal leather jacket, pop collar kind of deal. I thought it was an interesting point what Jaden just came up with. Were you saying that you wanted to see them as a tag team, or did you want to just see that feud continue? Because you needed to have Finn Balor, I guess, come out as the Demon for SummerSlam, since it's been so long and he's been plagued with injuries and everything. He's had some bad luck. So I don't know. That's it's really a tough question, Steve. I think that if he's going to continue to be in his little singles run and do his thing, I see nothing wrong with saving that Demon, all set up. I mean, clearly that takes probably fucking 5-6 hours to set up that, I would think. I have no idea. I'm not a makeup artist, obviously, but it just seems like something that takes a lot of time and energy, and you don't want to kind of water down that side of his persona, which is he's been crafting for so long.
Marketing.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I have to like what Jaden was saying. If they want to do the Demon King gimmick, long term, then definitely team him up with Bray. That'd be a perfect team for that. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not going to do something like that, then yeah, the Demon King doesn't need to be there every week or even every pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't gel well with everybody. So, I mean, Jaden made a beautiful point, and I was just like about to applaud him. Like, you know what? Goddamn, Jaden. Perfect.
Hey, man, I was trained like WWF professionals, okay? I was born for this, and I had that beaten into me.
If they were the tag team, then that demon Balor would definitely fit well with Bray Wyatt, you know what I'm saying, Wyatt family persona. But since they're not doing that, then yeah, I don't think we should see the Demon King all the time. Special events will definitely be the best way to go with that.
Wouldn't you think that's a must see though? Like, who would not want to see Bray Wyatt with the Demon King Balor?
I would love to see that. I think that would be amazing.
It's a beautiful combination of the two because they're not really doing anything with either one of them right now, right? So it would be a really good storyline, especially to see how Bray would get Finn to side with him, to go with that whole angle and storyline. And, maybe you cut back on their appearances, both of them, not just Finn. Maybe you cut back a little bit on Bray. And then you bring them out once in a while, how do I say this? Like, not even like, I don't even want to see them in matches at first. I just want to see them interfere, cause some chaos in the ring, attack other tag teams after the bell, before the bell, whatever, backstage, eerie shit. I want to see that kind of stuff if they're going to go with it.
Drop them in a tag team match where the champions are like going at it with like whoever they are. You let Wyatt come out. Wyatt does the whole Sister Abigail thing. Lights go out, shows up. Sister Abigail, partner comes in, starts jumping on Bray. Cut the lights. Let Demon Balor show up.
Damn. That's not bad. You got to talk to your buddy on creative
this
there.
Altercation has to lead into like turning Balor heel though, because like, what other angles are you going to run for Balor to go Demon at a logical explanation or a logical point and let Bray get over and form this tag team? You have to have it. I mean, you got a dude that praises a Louisiana like voodoo with a Demon King. Come on now, put them together. I know it's PG, but guess what? It's not nothing X-rated, but we can get by with this. A lot of people want to see this. We ain't seeing Demon Balor as much. Yeah, lose the Fozzy jacket. Lose the Fonzie jacket. We don't need you in the Bullet Club.
You could have said Fozzy too. It would have
worked. Whatever. Whatever. Lose the damn jacket. You're not with the Bullet Club. You're not with any of them. What's the point? They'll come out there flipping and strutting like, you're the next best thing. We've already seen who that was. Just drop it. You're like, Demon King, don't abuse it. Don't dress up every single week. Then it'll get boring. Your marking will go down. That's understandable. But Balor can come out without face paint. He could probably go a whole different route like Hardy did with face paint if he really wanted too, if he didn't want to do the demon the whole time. Save the demon for big match situations. The Wyatt tag team.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. That's really that's good stuff right there.
Now another group of, or two superstars that some of the WWE units want to be together as a tag team, being Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on SmackDown Live. Another more talked about than Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor being a tag team, but wanting Sami Zayn to be tagging with Kevin Owens, and that maybe could be down the road for them to actually having something for Sami Zayn. Whether or not they win the tag team titles, I could care less. But for me, I kind of would like to see that, again, for Sami Zayn more than Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens doesn't need it. He's fine on his own, and he's showing that. Sami Zayn, jobber to the stars. But I think for Sami Zayn more than Kevin Owens, it would be a bigger thing. And for them to be a tag team, especially if it's a tag team that's lasts together longer than 3 months, I think would actually be pretty entertaining and would be a good decision by WWE to have them together. I mean, what do you guys think? Would you like that, not care? What are you guys' opinion on if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were a tag team?
I mean, we were just talking about that before. You know, me and Jaden were touching on Sami Zayn. We were talking about him for a good 5-10 minutes, right? And it's like they need to do something with him. I mean, he's got to have some sort of push, whether it's singles or what. But like, you know, we were getting into the whole like, you know, he's playing like that underdog. He just doesn't quite have it. Maybe the charisma's not there. Whatever. A lot of shades of I forget who Jaden mentioned as far as a reference was, but I see him sort of as a Daniel Bryan again. You know, Jaden, what was the reference you had? It wasn't Daniel Bryan. You used another wrestler that had sort of a similar, you know, uphill battle. What was it?
You're talking about post Attitude Era where they tease you with Hardy for so damn long.
Yeah,
and
that was it.
They finally put him over in that triple threat.
Yeah, that's interesting because I wouldn't even mind seeing Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens teaming up as well. If that was like the starting point of, you know, maybe they're going to bounce. Obviously, they bounce really well off each other, whether they're against each other or what have you. They've worked together for so long. I was telling Jaden, like, I'm from Montreal, so you know, I think I told you guys this, but like, you know, I didn't see them live wrestling in IWS, which is a local independent scene, which I go to once in a while, but I know about the work that they did and the tremendous workhorses. So it could be a really good area where if you team them up, this could very well work because, like, you know, it worked for some guys, and you're seeing it right now with Tyler Breeze and Fandango, and we've seen it in the past with Edge and Christian and the Hardys and all this kind of stuff, where maybe that could spark something in Sami Zayn's career. Like you said, Kevin Owens is fine as he is, right? Heel or what, he's amazing. He's spectacular, I find. But Sami Zayn definitely needs the help. Maybe this is a good way to, you know, get that attention on Sami Zayn, and then maybe more people. I mean, I think people are still behind him, but unfortunately, he's still lacking that little, almost like what Baron Corbin's lacking to be a heel. I think that Sami Zayn is somewhat lacking that to be that, you know, that crazy underdog face that they're looking for, and to get behind and to give that big push.
So how do you bring these two together with all the heat and personal issues that they've had? How do you make this storyline believable?
You had a little tidbit of it on Monday Night Raw where like he was looking for that guest referee, and you know he was ready to like let bygones be bygones. Like Kevin Owens was coming to Sami Zayn with that, obviously, because he needed a favor. You know, I went to the live show in Montreal when they came in, and he came in at the end to help Sami Zayn because, you know, the main event was Sami Zayn versus Jinder Mahal, right? They were doing that for the local Sami marks in Montreal. They were like, oh, yeah, well, he's got a title match. And I'm like, he ain't winning shit. But anyways, that's behind the fact. And, you know, maybe you could sort of do some sort of weird angle like that where, you know, how they got Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins back on track. I mean, that had a little bit dare I say, more of a backstory than this particular one, or maybe they're very similar. Either way, they're neck and neck, but there's always a way to rekindle a tag team, in my opinion.
Owens has to be the mouthpiece. There's no way that goes over unless
100
Owens is your mouthpiece.
100%. But I do think that Sami Zayn can sort of be on the coattails of that mouthpiece. I think that he can bring that to the table. I guarantee you, if they paired those two up, you would see a little bit of a different side of Sami Zayn. Like I was saying before, you're seeing these a little bit more energetic backstage. He's got a little bit of a motor mouth, and you would see that in a fact where like Kevin Owens is just kind of looking at him sometimes like, really, man, like shut the hell up, and then he just walks away. I think it could work. I think it could work, Steve.
It'd be interesting to see a Blue Tiger Bomb into a pop-up power bomb transition.
Shit, no, that'd be a good one.
I mean, they could just do them like they did with Cesaro and Sheamus. You know what I'm saying? Just put them together. You know what I'm saying? You got the crowd doing the dual chants, the boo and the yay, and just to see how it works with the crowd and see which way they lean more towards. If they want to, turn Sammy heel all the way or bring Kevin face. I think it would work. You know what I'm saying? Just put them together. Say whatever. Just put them together. They'll do the dual chants, boo yay, and stuff like that, and then after a while, we'll see which way more the crowd leans, and then like having Sammy like, you know what, all right, I'm fed up with being so, you know what I'm saying, because I'll be upset for Sammy myself. Like every time I see him, I'm like, God damn it, why y'all doing this to my boy Sammy? Sammy deserves better, damn it. So I'm just like.
The question is, do you buy it? Do you buy into it?
I would buy into it. I mean, like Sammy and KO definitely will work beautifully together because they've been in the business together for a long time, so they know exactly their memorisms, their moves sets, and all that good stuff. So I think it will work, but I don't know how it will work with the the crowd, the people that don't really know better. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how that will play out.
I don't mean to take a step backwards, but I did want to share something from our friend of the show, Schleg Daddy Jeff from OTRS Central, his YouTube channel, who he was gracious enough to join us last week for the prediction episode, but he, in his latest video talking about, it was titled, WWE Sabotaging Enzo Amore is Stupid, and in this clip that I'm going to show, about 2 minutes or maybe a little less, of him actually referencing Zack Ryder, something Jane brought up, in his argument when talking about WWE sabotaging Enzo.
Looking like a dumbass version of Chester Cheetah with absolutely no wrestling ability. And we want to sabotage him just for the hell of all of it? Because he annoys people? You know what's annoying to me is thinking back to Zack Ryder in 2011. He embraced the internet early on, and instead of like the idiotic WWE who tried to create a WWE Universe website, instead of embracing Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and sites like that, social media platforms that already had established bases, the WWE tried to do their own dumb crap with WWE Universe site and tout, and how those work out. Zack Ryder embraced the platforms that were already there, showed the WWE the way, owned that platform from a wrestling standpoint, along with, I would say back then, the Hardys, especially Matt. He got himself totally organically over, all on his own, without any help from the WWE whatsoever, even at times when they were still trying to sabotage him as he was going around the WWE and getting himself over. And you talk all the time, the WWE, and people associated with the company, people from the past, the Stone Colds and the what have you. You want guys to take risks and take chances? Bullshit! Because you had Zack Ryder 6-7 years ago take a big chance, and it was paying off for him big, and the WWE couldn't wait to sabotage him, and they still do to this day, because it didn't matter. It matters whether or not they wanted him to get over, and did he get over the way they wanted him to? And when the answer to both of those questions is no and no, Vince and the WWE haven't done, all of them are going to do everything they can to put the screws to you, and it makes absolutely no sense. If you don't like these guys and you don't want them to get over, then why do you have them under contract? Why are they your employees? Excuse me, your independent contractor.
Anybody have thoughts in response to that?
Okay.
That's awesome.
I love that guy so
was
much.
he like shooting on Enzo and the whole nine, or like what was his deal? Because he like touched so many different topics.
Oh, go ahead, Monkey.
Yeah, just it sounds to me that like he was referring to the fact, like I guess that Enzo being punished for, I guess, quote unquote, being himself or something. Like I don't exactly remember like the whole instance of what Enzo did, but I know like there was always some heat backstage with him. He taking his gimmick a little bit too far or something like that. And I don't know. I guess he's just constantly, I guess, punishing him or whatnot. It's really hard to say. I don't know.
Okay, well, this Enzo dispute right now. He wants to sit there and talk up Enzo like he's the next best thing. And that's dandy. All right, we're going to break down Enzo from top to bottom here, all right? Not a damn thing. That man cannot work a lick in the ring. He hurts it. Okay, I'll put it to you. In how many years in the damn WWE or any promotion in general that's professional where you have to carry yourself professionally, do you knock yourself out on the damn bottom rope without any help?
That was rough.
You know, if I did that from who I was trained by, my ass would have got beat when I walked to the back of that locker room. I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't ever get to step foot in the ring again. But that was the discipline that I went through. So I have so much heat with people that think this way. Because this man's a mouthpiece, you want to get behind him, think he's the best thing. That's cool. He can run his mouth on the mic. Not a damn thing. Not marketable.
Blue, what's your response to Central?
I have to agree. I like Enzo as a person, but as a ring performer, he just doesn't have it. I watch the matches and I'm just like, okay, Enzo, what's up, man? But I feel bad because I mean he's likable. He's likable. Like he brings it on the mic. Like he does excite me, but when he steps into the ring and he does his ring work, it's just like it does nothing for me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm changing it to football.
I see they bringing him over to 205 now, and I'm hoping that he might do something over there, but working with Neville's going to destroy him, and it's just I don't see it, man. I feel bad because, like I said, he's likable, but I just don't see him going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, you bring up the topic of likable. Hell, one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time was likable, but they never did anything with him, and that was Dean Malenko.
True that.
I mean, in this business, you need the whole package. You can't come in 50-50 and hope to God that because the fans are behind you, they're going to push you. We're not buying Enzo versus Roman Reigns. We're not buying Enzo versus Brock Lesnar. We're not going to buy Enzo versus The Shield. We're not going to buy any of it. He's not a main eventer. I wouldn't put him on a mid-card. He's an opener at best, in my opinion. Dude needs to go home, sit down, rethink, get back in the ring, bust his ass, and prove himself. Send him back to NXT, let him work, let him earn it. They killed him when they put him with Big Cass because Vince is this so-called giant creation, and they used Enzo's mouthpiece to get Cass over in the beginning. Now, Cass, I'm 100% behind. That man went from no charisma.
Yes.
All of a sudden, now this man is running damn good promos for just being cut as short as he has. But his injury, it's a shame. But I hope they do big. That guy is definitely getting over in my book as a heel.
I agree, and I was worried about him going into this whole, if they were to split him up, I was worried about him because, when we first, there was a big difference between when Big Cass was in that fatal four-way at the end of Raw back, I don't know, about a year ago, I guess it was, around now. And there's a big difference between him cutting that promo then and him cutting a promo now. So I was really worried about him. Yeah, exactly. And I got 4 things about Enzo that I'm sure you guys will agree. Is he marketable as a wrestler? No, bell to bell. He's not the best, obviously. And, I think he's got charisma. But he doesn't have the total package. Like you said, he doesn't have that it factor quite. He's marketable towards kids. People like him. He's got some catchy catchphrases and whatnot. But At best, at this point in his career, unless he could show me differently, he's going to be nothing better than a certified G and a bona fide manager. Manager.
He's almost trying too hard.
Put him as a fucking manager. That's it. You know?
Exactly. That's exactly where he needs to be.
He would be an excellent manager. Maybe even one of the best in recent memory, dare I say it. I think he would be exceptional if you put him with the right superstar that needs to go over that, or not go over, but to get that heat, that if the guy's doesn't have a mouthpiece, like if he can't talk, we'll fucking put Enzo with him and see how that goes. As far as what Blue was just talking about with him against Neville, for whatever reason, man, I can fucking easily see him beating Neville eventually. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But well, it's funny because they put the belt back on Neville. Why are they doing that? And then they put Enzo back in 205. Is that a coincidence? I wonder. You're really going to put Enzo in 205 Live and have him job out there now? I mean, that's a disgrace. You went from almost being, NXT champion, tag team champions rather. You were slowly getting over there. I mean, they were bottom line, no matter how you look at it, fellas. One of the most over tag teams in WWE at the time until the Hardys came back. I dare you to challenge me on that. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Disappointment. What they're doing with the Hardys. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I like to get back to Enzo. Like when I do see people, go crazy over, their favorite superstar not getting over or not getting the push that they deserve. I think people are forgetting that everybody has a role to play in the WWE. Right. Not everybody's going to win the WWE title. Not everybody's going to win any title. People got their roles, man. You got the mid carders, you got the superstars, and everybody who's in the business knows that. You know what I'm saying? They know they got their roles. They know exactly who they're going to be. And if you do get that push, hey, congratulations. You know what I'm saying, Jinder Mahal. But if you don't get that push, people got to understand that's just because that's just their role. Their role is to be that mid-carder, to job out, to make people look good, to be a manager or whatnot. So, that's why I try to explain to people that, get really passionate about some of these superstars. And I'm just like, I try to break it down to them like, you know what? I mean, I understand what you coming from, but come on, man, let's be real on who you talking about. You know what I'm saying? So people got to understand. People got roles to play in the WWE. They're not all going to be John Cena and Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen.
Right. And I know I've already seen rumors coming out now with Cass being out 9 up to 12 months, almost a full year.
Shit.
Hearing some rumors coming out from the dirt sheets saying that maybe when Big Cass does come back, they have Big Cass and Enzo back together as heels. So I know that some are thinking that too. I wouldn't want that, but I know some are running with that because why not, But for me, I think by the time that happens, by the time Big Cass comes back, Big Cass has already been done with Enzo and will hopefully move on to bigger and better things. Enzo, maybe even by that time, won't even be in WWE. So who knows?
I see him falling out, to be honest, within the next 2 years.
Well, we got Lapis in the chat just said Asuka has relinquished her title, and I can confirm that. I just looked it up, that Asuka has relinquished the women's title for NXT.
Breaking news.
So, well, what did you expect, though? I mean, the collarbone injury is no joke. You can ask Randall about that, And it's brutal, man. But it's really interesting. It is, and you know what? I was really shocked. I thought there was going to be 3 title changes on NXT. Mm-hmm. I was close. We got 2, but you know what, man? It's I guess you have to do it. I mean, you can't have your champion. I mean, unless you're Brock Lesnar, not be there and defend titles, fellas. Like it's just you just can't, especially not on NXT. I mean, Hunter is not going to be down with that. I mean, he's got full control down there, and he's just going to be like, no, you can't do it. Because how long is an injury like that? Like what, 4 months? No, less, right?
Depends on your recovery, really.
Yeah, depends how you respond to it. Depends on the treatment, the rehab, all that kind of shit. But
between 3 to 6 months, depending on how well you heal.
Yeah,
and even with the 3 months, I don't think it would have made the best sense to have the title stay with her, even as great as she was and is currently. Like I was thinking, as some others were thinking that she would be going up to the main roster at some point. Let's say, obviously before the injury happened, but going up to the main roster, still NXT champion, win the women's championship, and then having to be relinquished, with that being obviously in storyline, having to relinquish to kind of like Paige. Remember Paige? When Paige was the NXT Women's Champion, then debuted on Monday Night Raw, beat AJ Lee for the then Divas Championship, the butterfly belt. Remember that thing? That monstrosity of a thing. But anyways, but she had that situation. So I thought Asuka was going to go down that same path, at least in my opinion. Was going to go down that same path until, finding out about the injury and finding out that it was legit and, this and that. And I was wondering, oh, dang, they might just have to strip her, even if it's only 2 months or 3 months. Like, even if it was a short time, I would see that Triple H would have no other recourse, even if he wanted to, no other recourse but to strip her and probably have a tournament or whatever's soon to be the next breaking news to drop of how they're going to determine the next NXT Women's Champion. It's a shame, for sure, obviously for me. But like I said, that's where I saw it going. I saw her doing the same thing Paige did not too long ago.
Speaking of NXT, a damn good question would be, since Bobby Roode's moved up to the main roster, can Drew McIntyre carry the load and represent NXT to its fullest like Roode did and sell and pack out houses?
I think that's why they paired him up with Adam Cole. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know how knowledgeable the WWE universe is with Adam Cole. I love Adam Cole, and I was very damn excited to see him. So I think those two going forward as a rivalry will be great. Adam Cole is phenomenal on the mic. And I don't know how Drew is gonna handle being champion, but I think pairing him with Adam Cole is definitely a plus for me personally going forward with the NXT title.
And as happy as I am for Drew McIntyre to be, becoming the new NXT champion, I think in this feud, even I think Blue was bringing it up that Adam Cole could be carrying it, and Adam Cole being the one to pack the houses for NXT more than even Drew McIntyre being the NXT champion, at least to me. I'm happy for Drew, of course, just as much as I'm happy for Jinder Mahal, who retained at SummerSlam. As I said before, 3 months or more for me to believe that being a legitimate title reign, that WWE didn't just put the title on him for the whole India thing, that his title reign being legitimate, at least in this fan's eyes, in my eyes. So that was cool to see, in that aspect. But as to with Drew McIntyre in the NXT Championship, I think having Adam Cole there, I think he being even more so than Drew being the champion, selling out the arenas and kind of in a way, matches the matches that they're going to have moving forward can and will be badass.
That thing.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm a huge fan of McIntyre. I've been a massive fan of his since 2009, as you probably saw. Maybe if you checked out my reaction video for him winning, I loved it. Not a shot at Roode. It was just time for him to go up. I think that they put the title on, quote unquote, the right guy, I guess, at this time. I mean, he's got a lot of experience. He seems to be pretty marketable in other promotions, Ring of Honor, Impact, whatever. I think he was in Ring of Honor. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I fucked that one up there. But I don't know. I always kind of liked the guy. I think he's obviously got the look. I prefer him more as a heel, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But it's been tried and tested for a long period of time. He used to feud with Sheamus back in the day as, Drew Galloway and everything. I mean, he can get over as a face, and I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out myself. Adam Cole obviously was a massive acquisition, and the way they did it was spectacular at NXT. They fucked me again with the logo, man. Like, two times in a row they pulled this logo bullshit. Last time it was the Gargano Tommaso sort of split. I think I could be wrong with that one, but I'm pretty sure that was the last NXT pay-per-view. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but all that to say, it was really well done, especially with the addition of Red Dragon in there. I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to bring to the table. We know what they're capable of. They're just spectacular on its own. So Adam Cole going against Drew McIntyre. It should be a dandy, man. It should be some good in-ring stuff. Drew can definitely go. He's in probably better shape than he's ever been in. Just getting older and a little bit more experience in the ring. He could tell that story. He did a good job selling it at the end. I'm looking forward to it.
And I just want to get back here to the live chat. Team Boy TV Turbo, Big Q over there, Team Boy TV Live, chiming in. He said, I thought Asuka was going to do just what you said, Steve, until I saw where Tripp said he didn't care who got called up as long as it wasn't Asuka. And Uncle Ruckus on here saying Rusev and Lana currently asking for their WWE release. I don't believe that. I know we're hearing rumors of that. Oh, actually, over the past weekend of that from the Dirty Dirt Sheets. And then Lana coming out on Twitter, Rusev coming out on Twitter, Rusev mocking it, and Lana straight up saying that it's BS and not true, that they're not. I didn't think it was. Lana being the storyline that she is with Tamina and grooming her possibly to be the next, or just to be SmackDown Women's Champion in the championship match. Yeah, that'd be what it be. It's still some of the big story, especially in the women's division. Having a secondary storyline besides the women's title is always a good thing for Raw and SmackDown, at least to me. So what are you guys' thoughts on that rumor of Lana and Rusev asking for the WWE? Do you believe it or no?
I don't think so. I think, all I know is I saw on Heel by Nature, another guy that follows me. I follow him. Really good channel, by the way. Go check him out. I'm sure maybe some of you guys know him. He made a video. I didn't get a chance to check it out. I just saw the title. It said that Rusev and Lana did not ask for their release. So I can understand, I suppose, why they would. I mean, they're a package deal, it seems. Obviously, they're married and everything. And Rusev hasn't really quite been the same since the WrestleMania 30, in my opinion. He's still very, very marketable in my take, as a heel, or even you could probably even have a good face career out of that guy if you really wanted to, So it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say whether or not it's real. I'm interested to see if it's real. I don't want to see it happen, especially like you said, Lana doing this thing with Tamina. I mean, Tamina is just, she needs a lot of help, and I don't know if Lana is the one to actually help her, but
nope.
I'm interested to see. Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. But I still think there's so much more in the tank for WWE with Rusev. I don't want to say they hit a gold mine with the guy, but there's definitely some sort of merit for having that guy in your roster. I do not want to see him leave.
I'm going to disagree on that one, though.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Like I said, with the Rusev, I'm going to disagree on that. I think his release is going to be imminent. It's going to be another one, rather sooner or later. With the way that he's been since WrestleMania, like you stated, what has he really done? Like, they killed him with the whole John Cena thing. Program that 100%. When was the last time we ever seen an Iron match where they've got I'm not putting Rusev with you're putting him with these contenders, but you're not giving Rusev enough shine to promote this rivalry to make it believable. You're burying him against your big match guys, to Orton. I mean, where's the guy go from here? I mean, he really did much of a build-up.
He didn't really quite get. Yeah, he did job. I mean, in a way, obviously, because the match was so short, he got his licks in early. The Cena one, I think, is irrelevant. I know he lost, and I was pissed off in the moment. And I'm just talking about the recent one, right? With the
right, yeah,
the flag match. But that was a tricky one because both of them were coming back from injury or hiatus, whatever. They really booked himself in a corner on that one, and I said that even in my prediction video. I was like, "What do? You got two guys coming back. You can't really give the L to Cena. Well, you probably could have, but anyways, that's a different story. But also it was the flag match stipulation that fucked me. If you had a regular singles match between Cena and Rusev, then you could have had Rusev go over. In my opinion, no problem. Wouldn't have hurt big match John. It would have been fine. But since the flag match was thrown in there, what are you gonna do, man? You had to give it to Cena at that point. So I don't know. I still think there's a reaction to Rusev. I still think there's money to be made out of that guy one way or another. And I think that if you really use the right storyline and angle with him, then fans would easily get back on board with him. Because I think they still are. We've seen some burials and some pushes get halted and all kinds of shit. And you know when there's just no reaction. You know. And I'm sure you do too because you're in the business, right? But as far as a fan reaction, at least for me, I could still see something in him. And I'd love for them to do something with him. But it's got to be soon. Like next pay-per-view. Like you have to start it now. Next week. Fuck. Like stop fucking around. Do it.
Needs it.
You know?
Yeah, I hate the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, WWE got this stigma, you know, the big bad foreigner, he has to be healed. Like, I follow Rusev personally.
He's hilarious.
And he's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
One of the funniest dudes I've seen. He is so funny, and just the charisma that pours out of him is insane. But the fact that he's just this big bad foreigner, so he has to be just heel and jobbing to everybody, is just, it sickens me. Because Rusev has so much potential, and he's just oozing charisma that he can't bring out because of what they got him doing in the WWE right now. And it's just so sad because he could be one of the top guys, and just like, oh my gosh, like he is just so funny. And I just laugh at everything he does personally, you know what I'm saying, outside of the ring. And it's sad to see him the way he is now, man. It's just sad.
That's what I mean.
Correct.
Like, that's why I'm saying you should have him. You can either have him a heel or a face. Either way, you probably win.
No, you take him as heel. You had John Cena. He wins a flag match. That's cool. You got you got the whole country's going to war ordeal. That's awesome. We're bringing back the old school Slaughter Iron Sheik. Now let Rusev get some shine and put Rusev over Cena. Relevant. Rusev gets more of a push. And expand the rivalry, let John go over, whatever. But keep Rusev and John, the American Bulgarian, let them go at it. Let them do the whole country war ordeal and let it go for a little bit. We ain't seen that in so many years, and you drop it in our plate, and you literally just take it away from us.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of saw it back in WrestleMania 30 with the U.S. title, but other than that, we haven't really quite seen it since. So I felt like we were sort of watching a part 2 of that. I don't know if I'm alone with that. Steve, do you remember that one?
All right. Can't say I do.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just, I don't know. I feel like they could still do something with him. It just, like Blue was saying, man, like he's got a lot of charisma. He's a funny guy. I mean, just the other day, he was fucking, he had a drink in his hand. He dropped his straw, and he was like, "Well, I might as well take some pictures with some fans right now." Like, you can't write that shit, man.
I love that guy. He's so funny.
It's his character, man. Let that shit shine, like Austin would say. You know, Austin would agree with that, I'm sure. Yeah, sometimes you just have to let the talent have a little bit of a say, I guess, in their character. But I don't know. That seems to be out the window sometimes in this day and age. It sucks.
You say that about him. That's the same way I feel about, you know, letting their true color shine a little bit more and actually show more personality, or let them show their actual true personality as their characters from the real life. And I say that about Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin. If WWE let those two do that, I think there would be more of the WWE universe on their bandwagon, or be fans or whatever, because I think they actually wouldn't enjoy that. Then again, just it's my opinion there, but pretty much it for, at least that I got, for WWE news. I assume it's good. I don't know if anybody else has anything else you want to bring up. I don't see any other breaking news coming out of here besides Asuka.
What about the WWE signing a woman referee? Did you guys talk about that already?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, WWE apparently signed like a, WWE official. That's a woman, first time ever. Well, for WWE at least, right?
Oh, wait. I think I might have heard of that because she's going to be refereeing during the Mae Young tournament.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that also just makes sense in a marketing scheme, or not scheme, but marketing way too, along with, making the history of having first woman referee in WWE, and then having her as her first job as said referee in the women's tournament. So, still kudos to that, which is interesting there in that timing in that way. But I'm looking forward to the Mae Young Classic, and I'm sure they're looking forward to seeing how these women do in a WWE ring, and have their shine, because I haven't. I've heard of some of them, but not all of them. I did watch the bracketology, so I did learn more about the other competitors. And if most of them, let's say 60% of them signed to WWE, we can have that Women's Royal Rumble in 2018. So definitely hope to see that. You guys, I assume you guys are looking forward to that too, right? Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, and I like the way you said the Women's Royal Rumble. That was my idea.
I know that. It was.
What do you call him? The Schlep Daddy? What the fuck is his name
Schlig
again?
Daddy.
The guy who said I was jacking off to Drew McIntyre.
Yep, that guy.
That one. Yeah, that guy. I don't know why he didn't like that idea. I thought it was a great idea, especially if you put it at the beginning of the Rumble. I like the direction they're going with the Women's Revolution, and like, fuck, you might as well. You might as well do it at this point.
You get a woman go over the top rope.
Pardon me? What was that?
When was the last time you actually seen them go over the top rope?
I know. That's the only setback.
Right.
You think I didn't think about that?
They're trying so hard for this revolution about being the same. They don't want to be looked at as divas or differently. All right, well, it's a woman in a man's place. Fill the shoes. Go over the top rope. More entertainment. Yeah, more risk to an injury. But hey, it's a business. It's going to be more entertaining. You're going to get more people behind it. Let's do it.
I agree. And they're just going to bring up that ladder a little bit higher. Pardon the pun. But you know what? If you're willing to jump off a fucking ladder, come on, jump over the top rope, man. I'll do it with you.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Right. You were trained to do that.
Don't tell me you never did it before. If you're able to jump over it for your little ring entrance and whatnot, fucking do it. I'm with you. So I think it'd be a great idea. Put it at the beginning of the Royal Rumble. Then you have like 2 title matches and that's it.
Yeah, and then obviously we have Summer Rae back and Summer Rae winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Why not? So
Negative.
Yeah,
You
maybe
love that
Mae Young
Summer
will
Rae,
make another debut.
Oof. Rough.
yeah, you already know my feelings are mounting on Summer Rae. Yeah, that'd be cool. Obviously not going to happen, but definitely would be cool. Maybe they would have, as we were talking about, I think in a prediction show about, who to beat Asuka for the title, before the injury and everything that happened in the breaking news tonight. I was thinking that maybe would be the winner of the Mae Young Classic or someone from the Mae Young Classic that would sign with WWE and then go through a tear in NXT and then face Asuka at whatever, maybe even NXT TakeOver there in New Orleans for WrestleMania weekend and defeat Asuka then, and then after WrestleMania, at that time having her come over to the main roster. I know a lot of people want Asuka on the main roster earlier than that, obviously, but as was said in the comments by Big Q of Team Boy TV Live, that Triple H, in that draft when they had the WWE draft last year, of he didn't care who Vince picked to go up to the main roster as long as it wasn't Asuka. So he wanted to hold on to Asuka for as long as he could. So maybe that idea could have worked out. But either way, having a Women's Royal Rumble, I think, would be pretty cool and good to have it in 2018. What are you laughing about, Blue?
Oh no, I was just laughing at Twitter. There's nothing pertaining to any of this.
Oh, okay. Well, what's going on over Twitter?
No, just people autocorrect errors, and it just makes a sentence funnier than it's supposed to be.
Oh, I thought someone was just saying crazy stuff about something.
It was Asuka. Like the longer to keep her in NXT, I think the more money they're losing in her, in a way. I don't know. I think they should have even brought her up like months ago, if you ask me.
She is the women's division, though.
In NXT?
Yeah, in NXT. Like, she's their main dollar right there. I mean,
Ember Moon did a really good job the other night. She's way ahead of the learning curve, in my opinion.
I'll give you that.
She's
I'll give you that.
she's ready, man. She's ready. You got. I was surprised. Like, this is the second time that she's had a chance and didn't give it to her. It's like, shit. You know. I don't know. But I think we should do real quick, Steve, if it's okay with you. I mean, you're the host, Steve, so don't kick me off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'd like to go around the table here and see, like, from all of you guys, how you got started doing what you're doing right now. Like, I know Jaden's got a really cool story. You know, he's currently wrestling. I'm sure he can tell you about that. Blue Demon, I don't know much about you, man. I mean, I saw you on the WWE Network. Did you see me?
I saw you, my friend.
Shameless plug. And Steve, I'd love to hear your story, man, and how you started doing this. And, you know, I don't know. I think we should talk a little bit because maybe there's some, like, I don't know if you saw it, but in the last video we did, there was a little bit of subscribers from everywhere coming in. And you know what? I think we should all take a minute or two or 5 in my case and fucking talk about ourselves and see, like, how we got started in this and, you know, what got us motivated. This is fun.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, that's a great idea because if you weren't going to bring that up, I was going to finish the show. So, Jaden, you can go. You can have the floor first.
Well, I am a second-generation wrestler. I am a son of former WWF wrestler Tony Parks. Basically,
Shit, I can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can. You guys?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
I can hear him now.
Hear you.
Cool. Sorry.
Alrighty. I said I'm a second generation wrestler. I was WWF superstar Tony Parks. Ever since I was in diapers, I was brought around the WWF locker rooms. I remember being trying to yank his hair out that he had back then. He nicknamed me Jumpin' Jordan back then, and like I'll never forget that. Like he had a close place to my heart. Close to him. Everyone. And just being around that business for just so long, I just grew a passion and a dedication to it. Like I knew by the time I was like 6 years old what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know how I was going to get there, and I didn't know how successful I'd be, but I'm determined, and I know that I will be a main event TV star someday. Every wrestler carves his own path in his business. Like, that's more decorated than somebody's house on Christmas Eve. And yeah, I may be trained by 2 WWF superstars, but, you know, just because I have a background, I mean, I'm going to make it. I was trained by one man that Savage himself. That was the only ever trained, which is Boy back in the 80s. And then Rocky Johnson touched me up in Steel, Missouri on my promotional skills. And then I just took the ball and I ran from it right there. Couple months in on my wrestling career. I've been teased so many titles, and it's almost like it's a daylight and dark difference in this independent world. See, you got somebody like me that has a background, and that hurts you more than it helps you from my perspective at this moment, the way that I see things. Like, I was beaten with respect, psychology, line, how to operate in that ring. Different machine from a lot of these independent guys that like to go and like weekend warriors, like Randall said. I'll just drop it. Like a weekend warrior, you go work Walmart and then you go on a Saturday and host a show because you take $1,000, $2,000 out of your paycheck and try to host an independent event and try to get over and just put your friends over. It don't work that way. And when they're drawing 40, 50 people in these crowds and you're wondering why you're losing money, nobody, don't point the finger at anybody but yourself. And, you know, coming in, I understand that everybody's green at one point, but the independent promotions, what I seen the most was the buddy system. If you're not in close to the main people that operate these things, they don't like to push you. And that was awesome. I'm my person. I'm gonna kiss somebody's ass to get over. I'm gonna be myself. confident in my in-ring ability, and I can get myself over no matter if I'm Toronto, US, UK, wherever. If you put me in a scenario, I'm gonna over. Professional wrestler is. I want to be the best professional wrestler. Entertainment, yeah, that's awesome. I can act as good as the next guy, but you know what? I want to show off my wrestling skills. Threat because of my background and look down upon that instead of looking at my in-ring ability. I don't want nothing given to me. I'm not riding dad's coattails, and I'm not riding whoever the hell trained me. That's not the point. The point is that I want to walk in that ring, and I want you to know my name, and I want you to realize and recognize my match at the end of the night. I want you to talk about me. You put me in the openers. I stole your show. By the time I'm not going to say anything because of respect. When your fans are even telling you what they want to see, it's not my business to tell you how to run your promotion, but you know, funny, what's the more marketable purpose? And a lot of these indie promotions lack that. Like I've seen some bigger crowd and they refuse to put people over. The problem with a lot of these indie promotions is the selfish. They really are. Like go to my YouTube, for instance, look at my full-blown wrestling matches on there, psychology, and watch me try to pick up the dead weight on some of them that get lost. Like I try to cover it up as best as I can, my in-ring psychology. But like I can go over to my YouTube videos. You can check them out. It's under Jaden Steele. You and watch my in-ring work. Watch my psychology. Watch the in-ring positioning. Watch the whole nine. Watch from the bumps down to the bottom of the bell. I know, like a lot of people, like they watch it for the entertainment perspective, and on the fan side, the fan base side, they're not really gonna actually go through catch, but like in-ring performer works. Like there's 8 sides to that ring. You see 4, a real wrestler sees 8. I'm dropping past.
All right, Blue.
Well, I am 32 years old. I've been watching wrestling since I was 8. So you do the math. I've been watching wrestling for a long time. And then when I was in the military, we would have back before the WWE network, which is a fabulous network, by the way, $9.99 in the States. But we would have a pay-per-view parties, and a bunch of us fans would just we would watch and have a good time. And then whenever something crazy happens, I'd be like the main one going crazy, and everybody just looking at me like, dude, are you like, relax, bro? And I'm just like, man, yeah, you don't see this, man. It's The Rock, man. You didn't see what he just did. So I will go crazy all the time whenever something crazy, because I was just such a passionate fan, man. And then when I got out of the military, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with myself? You know what I'm saying? I was going to school at the time, and then I was talking to my buddy Lennon Pope, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. And he was like, oh man, what are you gonna do? And I was like, maybe I might do gaming, because I'm an avid gamer as well. And then he was like, nah, man, you know what you need to do? I was like, what? He was like, you need to do reactions. I was like, reactions? And then he's like, yeah, look them up. So I was like, I started, researching reaction channels and seeing, and I was like, you know what? Damn, that might be what I need to be doing. So I started, I started doing movie trailer reactions, gaming videos and stuff like that, reactions to stuff. And everybody was loving it. And then like my first pay-per-view I did was Royal Rumble. Last year, I don't know. I think it was last year when AJ Styles debuted it, and I went crazy. Of course,
2 years ago. I think.
2 years ago. Okay,
yeah.
I went crazy.
Randall won. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, 2 years ago. So of course I went crazy because AJ Styles is my dude. So I went crazy. I recorded my reaction to it, and it blew up. And everybody loved it. It was like, oh my goodness, like, you know what I'm saying? And to me, it was just like, you know what, this is definitely what I need to be doing, because everybody was just loving how I reacted. they knew I was a passionate fan, that I love the business and I love everything about it. So it took off from there, man. I just started doing all types of reactions to all the pay-per-views and all the craziness that happens, and everybody was just loving it. And I'm here today, you know what I'm saying, featured on the WWE Network with my man Monty, you know what I'm saying? Check that out, you know what I'm saying? Check that out.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Check that out. But yeah, man, it's just, I've been a fan for 24 years, man. Just love WWE and everything about it, man. I don't care what anybody tells me, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna be a fan to the day I die. It doesn't matter. I just love the WWE, man. I am just like one of those just passionate marks or smarks or whatever people call us these days. I don't care. I'm one of those people because I love the business, and everybody loves my reaction to it and my analysis and all that other stuff. So I keep doing what I'm doing. I'm here now with you guys.
Cool, bro. And I didn't even know you were in the military. That's pretty cool because obviously you know that I am or was in the military. Was in the Army. Was stationed in Hawaii, so that was nice for 4 years. But I've been a WWE fan since the age of 6. I was 6 years old, 1994. Around that time, I was born in Peru, adopted, naturalized citizen in 1990. Lived in Wisconsin since. Raised, went to high school here. But being a WWE fan was kind of tough for me because, well, one, my family didn't like that or approve of it. They didn't like me being a wrestling fan and thought it kind of jaded me and this and that when I was younger. And kind of they still worry about that to this day, even though I do try to tell them that I do see it now as a business than thinking it was real when I was a kid. The point being a fan of my life, I did start my podcast, Steve's Wrestling Ramble here, and Talking Packers with Steve, my NFL podcast where I talk about all 32 there. I started actually on Blog Talk Network years ago, summer of 2012. I started those podcasts. I was part of the Red Light Sports Network. I don't know if it still exists, but it did for sure then. I was one of the inaugural people being part of that, to be brought in out of nowhere, just picked off the streets to be part of that network and do the wrestling show, and even then picked up the NFL show, part of their wide-ranging network. Anyways, then a year ago, I decided to come over here to YouTube because I knew my time at the Red Light was kind of ending, and I kind of also wanted to go my own way, be my own boss. And I decided to come over here to YouTube, bring my podcast over here, and obviously I did that. I first started out doing my videos the regular way, uploaded of the podcast, and then when I got an actual real laptop, I was able to, as I do now, every single video I do, no matter what it's about, is here with Google Hangouts. And now I've even expanded. I do movie trailers. I talk about TV shows, even Disney TV shows, like Star Versus and others that I sometimes bring up on the channel. So I try to venture myself out beyond just talking the NFL, talking sports, and talking WWE, but specifically to WWE. Obviously been a fan all my life. Missed some parts while I was in the service, doing that thing. A couple of years there, but after coming back, I tried to go to college. That kind of failed, unfortunately. And now, starting up a job in healthcare, paying job, but I really want to be a broadcaster. Broadcasting is really what I feel like I should do as a career, because I really do enjoy talking about sports, or specifically here WWE. Either way, I enjoy this platform. I enjoy being a host. I do believe, at least I believe, I've been doing better each and every time. If you go back to the beginning, to my very first Steve Wrestling Ramble here on this channel, obviously I don't think they'll have it anymore. My first ever back on Red Light Sports Network on Blog Talk Radio. But here on the channel, those first episodes and how rough they were, and not just visually, but I mean just how rough they were in the content, and also for the NFL show and everything. I think I've obviously I haven't mastered it. I still have a long way to go, but I believe over time with each and every episode I've gained confidence, because I am an introvert at heart. I'm a shy person, but meeting people that I met in the wrestling community, in the NFL community, like Big Q, shout out to him. I don't know if he's still in the live chat, but shout out to him of Team Boy TV Live and his crew over there, JB and Glass, over there, getting me out of my shell. Also, shout out to Mike Cologne and Angry Cooter. I used to be part of a podcast over there with them. Them getting me out of my shell and and being more boisterous and sharing my opinion and being forceful of that opinion and not always hedging my bets, as people would say. And sometimes I still have a problem with that, but you know, I don't know, I try to please people too much. But point being is them getting on my show. Also, most recently, the Schlag Daddy of OGR Central over there, Blue Extreme X, and Mountie of Mountie's Corner, getting to know those great guys, and I think them even more so, getting me out of my shell, being, I don't know, a better me, a more entertaining me, whatever, just being something that truer me than just being too shy, being stumbling, mumbling, fumbling over anything and everything I would do, because I'm sure that was part of those early episodes. I mean, I'm still, always rambling because that's the name of the show, but beyond that, I always do have in my mind, and I always wish that I did have the technology to be able to do true live reactions to things, and have a better, have actually a camera and be set up and not having, as of right now, not on camera, being able to have HD presence like, I don't know, most everybody does. But that'll come in time, hopefully I get to 1K and then be able to get to that point. The point being is grow to that. And I do feel that if I did have the fan base and the growing fan base that I do have right now, that people not only will enjoy what I say and how I say it, but also will see the passion that I have for pro wrestling, the passion that I have for the NFL when I talk about it on the shows, let alone just on Twitter or my best friend on the phone or something randomly at night talking about the NFL or the Packers or WWE stuff, So I do feel that doing this and hosting these things could be in my future as a profession. But being realistic, you got to get a 9 to 5, got to do the work. And with me taking care of my grandparents, actually, in a voluntarily way, and for the past 5 years, I felt working in healthcare is a good place for me, where it's, yes, it is a paying job, but it's also a paying job that I'm not all, sad, gloom, and doom going to it every day. Like, I'm actually going to enjoy it and have enjoyed it, sort of thing. So as much as I feel broadcasting could be my career, I'm at least enjoying the paying job that I know realistic I have to do, because there is no sweet YouTube money, at least on my end yet. But that's my story, and I thank everybody that listened, and I thank everybody that watches my videos live or archived. I thank each and every one of you that comment on the video. I'm quick on that stuff. I reply as quick as I can. But that's me. Mountie?
Well, first of all, I just gotta say, all of you guys are doing great things. Blue Demon, you got some awesome reactions. That was the first time I actually heard of your channel. Was on the WWE Network. Just because I just didn't really fully go out and look for them, I suppose. Maybe for a couple of different reasons, certain returns and whatnot. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing excellent work. Steve, obviously, I think you have something going. And that's normal. It's growing pains for you from the beginning, where you think that you started and you're a little bit shy and maybe mumbling on your words, whatever. But all that's going to come with time, And I haven't noticed any of that really since I've started collabing with you. So I just think, keep grinding and keep getting out there as much as you can and keep putting out good content, and good things are going to happen, And as far as Jaden's concerned, Jaden seems to be really, how do I say it? He seems to have it on the mic. I could tell. I can see how he's got a good heelish persona, like a persona, right? And obviously, I could see him going somewhere just based on his confidence. On the confidence, I think I'm getting cut out here. Sorry, but anyhow. So all of you guys just keep doing your thing. I'm going to be following you guys really closely. But as far as my story is concerned, obviously I've been an avid WWE sorry, I have a massive echo here, so I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, so can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think
Okay,
Jaden might have just had it on, had the show on or something.
Okay. Is it? I don't hear the echo anymore. So, anyways, as far as my story is concerned, like I've been a massive fan of WWE since I was in diapers. Very similar to Jaden. I didn't hang around the locker room though, but hey, I wish. But you know, it was just one of those things where I always visioned myself being a pro wrestler when I was younger. Even though I was like one of the smallest kids in school, and you know, I'm not going to give you the whole story I was picked on. I wasn't, but I was just small, you know, but I always, you know, carried myself around well and mingled well. And, you know, people kind of liked me, I guess you can say. And, you know, just kind of carried on through my life. I never really lost that passion for pro wrestling. I just never really knew how to ever, go with it. Didn't even know if it was even realistic for me to be a wrestler, right? So I just never really pursued it, I suppose you can say, until, you know, I started to get taller, I started to fill out more, and things got a lot differently then. And then I don't know, I guess in my mind I was just thinking, oh, it's probably too late, and hadn't have any experience. So it was just, anyways, that's one part of the story for sure. As far as the YouTube channel is concerned, this was just something that came to me late last year. So I only started doing this actually at the end of November. My first video, and you can still check it out, is my Survivor Series review. And it's about 16 minutes long. And it's just a full-on review about the actual card and what I thought about it. And you know, it's funny you said that, Steve, because if you go back to my old videos, man, I was super fucking shy in front of the camera at first. Like, I was just, you know, monotone, no reaction, no expression, just thoughts as if I was reading off a paper, but I wasn't, you know? And, sorry, it got obviously a lot better because I just said, no, that's it's not going to work. And it's not me, you know, and any person that knows me in real life and gets a chance to know me and hangs out with me and whatever, like my reaction videos is who I am. That's 100%. And my prediction videos and my skits and all that. I'm a joker. I'm a clown. Like I will constantly, you know, say something or do something that's just like, man, that guy just really fucking say that? Like, wow, you know? And that was the reaction that I was getting from everybody, that they would, I love cracking up a whole room, making everybody laugh. And that was something that I was doing a lot when I was watching wrestling. For whatever reason, that was one of my elements that I felt really comfortable in. Not just, you know, hanging out at parties and whatever and doing the same stuff, but especially with pro wrestling, when I had people over and watching it, and I was just like, I would just say what's on my mind and blah, 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 and just saying, and then people were getting behind it. And then, you know, shortly after, I started to realize, well, you know, if I should start a channel on this stuff and, you know, just do all kinds of stuff. I saw some other people doing it, and one in particular, I'm not even a really avid fan of him at all anymore, but at first I kind of liked, because he was just doing reviews and stuff like that, and, you know, just giving news and whatever. And I thought it was interesting. It was Sean's View Entertainment, and well, that, you know, I don't know if you guys know about him, but he's a different story. But I won't get into him now. But I just thought to myself, well, if this guy has, like, you know, at the time maybe like 30 or 40,000 subscribers or whatever, and all he's doing is reading off a fucking website and in front of his camera, and there's no creativity there, there's no humor there. In my opinion, there wasn't too much charisma. So I was like, well, if this guy can do it, I'm gonna blow that shit out of the water, you know. And I just knew it was just a matter of time. I started in November. It took me a little bit of time to get some traction. My views were slow. They still are sometimes, you know. Sometimes I get sub 100 views, things like that. It kind of sucks because I do put a lot of work into my channel. I really, really do. I just recently did my intro. I'm working on an outro. I mean, there's
Greatest
a lot of
intro of all time. I might say that intro is so good. My God, my friend. Yes, yours. Your intro is amazing.
Thanks,
Amazing.
bro.
If you haven't seen it, check that out. Monty's intro, 5-star.
I'll hook you up with it, man. I'll send it to you on Twitter. No problem.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's very good.
Thanks, guys.
I want to bring up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm using Windows Media Player. No, wait, what do you call it? Windows Movie Maker. Right, my bad. It is getting late where I'm at. Yeah, Windows Movie Maker. And for the intro, what I did for that particular one to throw the music in and stuff, I just used the YouTube editor. That's it. Like I took a bunch of clips from a bunch of my recent high definition channel camera. I mean, because my first original videos, like they weren't high definition. I did it off an iPad. I didn't quite have the resolution properly. You'll see, like it's kind of the centering it's more centered. It's not full screen. Anyway, so as I went, I started to learn more and more about editing and things of that nature. I went to school for something like this too, where I did publication design, hypermedia technology. Like I have a little bit of a background, so it was nice that I could take something that I went to college for a 3-year career program. And even though I never really fully pursued it, I mean, I do use a little element of it in my job today, my 9 to 5, as Steve would say. And I was able to apply it to be creative with this. And I use those two things really. And I record a lot right now with either my phone. I have a camcorder as well. And I just kind of piece it all together. But it does take time. It does take work. But I'm a firm believer of, what you put in life, you're gonna get back. You're gonna get a lot out of it. And I just wanted to stay the course. Once in a while, obviously, I knew going into YouTube, you're gonna get some fucking punks. You're gonna get those clowns that like say this random negative shit and blah blah blah. Or this guy's a virgin. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm a virgin. Yeah, I'm engaged. I just bought a house with this girl. Yeah, I've never had sex before. Good job. But like I can dish it. I can take it too. And it's just one of those things where I said, you know what? If I just put my persona in I don't want to say character, but because it's not a character, it's who I am. But if I can get over in the world, well, I'm going to get over in the YouTube community, and I just know that it's going to lead to something bigger eventually.
Well, I believe that as well for all of you guys, really, Jaden in the business, Mounty and Blue here on YouTube, and hopefully here myself, my dang self over here in the corner. But one thing I want to bring up, because I know me and Mounty actually were talking about bringing this up whenever we actually brought this up as a topic, our catchphrases for our channels and everything. So I'll go first with my, as always, take care. That started a while back. Actually, it's something I've been saying, with family and others, on the phone or stuff. Is I'd always take care or whatever. We just slipped out. It just became normal. And then I did it on one video a while back, and people can find it if they're that gung-ho to find it. But anyways, I did it randomly one video to finish an episode. And I go back to rewatch some of it and see how I did, as I always do. I am a perfectionist at heart as much as I am also shy. But anyways, I go back to rewatch it and everything, and hey, maybe I should continue to do that, see if it sticks. Maybe it'll be something that can not only stick for myself and interesting, maybe when I do get a fan base, whatever that to be, that, be something that could be plastered on a t-shirt, as always, take care or something, as silly as that might sound, So I decided to continually doing that, and now it's just a weekly thing, or even every video thing, every video I do. Football, whatever the thing I'm talking about, or breaking news, or even TV show, whatever I'm doing. Now I finished the episode with hope you guys have a great rest of your day. As always, take care, sort of thing. So that's where my thing came. It just randomly came up for the channel, but something I was always saying to people, family loved ones, whoever, if I'm in phone conversations, Skype or whatever, just in general, I was always using that as ending a conversation. Besides, bye or whatever. So I thought to use it on the channel. I used it once, and the rest is history. And like I said, when this channel itself becomes something, hopefully, then I can put that thing 100 t-shirts, you know, try to sell that. And as always, take care. As my thing, just like as I do when I start videos, you know, welcome to the Sports Talk Network channel, specifically Steve's Wrestling Ramble, or welcome to the Sports Talk Network channel, specifically today, Talking Packers with Steve. You know, that as my opening and then my ending with the as always, take care. But you go ahead with yours, Monty.
Well, for me, once, I mean, it evolved. It took me. Sorry? For me, it was just it evolved, right? Like I didn't have it right away, and then one video, I was just fucking around, and I was just in my zone, and a lot of my shit is like one take, really. Like I piece it together, but every single one is pretty much like one take. So then I just put it all together and whatnot, and at the end, I was doing my outro, and I was like, I'm the Mountie, and I always get my views, you know, and that for me, it was like the Jacques Rougeau where he's like, I'm the Mountie and I always get my man, you know? But I said, I got to take something like that. First of all, I had to come up with a name. So I was like, well, I got to come up with something clever and something that's going to catch on that and also goes with who I am and my heritage and where I'm from and all that kind of stuff. And they have, in Canada, they have this show on hockey, right? And it's called Coach's Corner. And that's with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. And it's basically like an intermission, like they talk about the game, blah, blah, blah. And they call it Coach's Corner with Don Cherry, right? So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But what could I do different? And I said, well, my last name is Mount, Mount. So a lot of people around here call me the Mountie. They call me two things. They call me the Mountain Man or Mountie, right? And, is that The Undertaker? Shit. So I was there and I was like, they call me the Mountain Man or the Mountie. I said, okay. And then I started doing a podcast with my buddy Nate Dogg. And you can find it on iTunes under Pile Drive Cast. That's why I'm pretty comfortable doing these things. And basically, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be Ed the Mountie. And then I said, okay, well, since I'm Ed the Mountie on the podcast, well, I'm going to just throw it over here. I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm going to be on my own clock. Just like Steve said, be my own boss in a way. And I could do videos when I want and about what I want and just keep going. And it wasn't nothing against my partner. It's just life kind of got in the way, and it was tough to kind of get together and do podcasts for a couple hours and edit it and the whole deal. And he did a great job with that. But I always felt like I wanted to offer a little bit more and maybe do my own thing. And then maybe we can collab down the road and make it even that much better. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. But we didn't get a chance to collab yet. Anyways, going back to Mountie's Corner, I said, okay. And that's how I start off my videos. So one day I was just, I pretended to have a microphone in my hand and I was like, Ed the Mountie. And I was like, and I'm like, okay, that's going to be my opening. So at the end of the video, I would be like, I am the Mountie and I always get my views. And then I have my little hand gesture like this, which basically is, that was just a tribute to No Holds Barred. And I say rip him at the end. Because I love that movie. As bad and cheesy as it was. I fucking loved Hogan. I was a huge Hogan mark, and I still am. And I love that rip him thing. And I was watching it one day, and I was like, "That's fucking cool." And then I was in my groove doing a video, and at the end of it, I was like, "I'm the Mountie, and I always get my room." And then I'm like, "Rip him." I was just like, "Rip him." That's it. And then I was like, "Okay, that was pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that at the end of each video." And that's how that catchphrase started. But I mean, unfortunately, I guess I didn't really quite come up with that one. Even my opening, when you think about it, because but at the same time, it has my own personal touch, and there's probably a lot of people out there that's never even seen No Holds Barred or don't even understand the reference, and I just stuck with it, man, and it's been a cool ride, you know. Like I had 100 subscribers. I wanted to get 100 before WrestleMania, so that was like what 4 months in, and I did a contest giveaway for my subscribers. I do a free T-shirt, so all you have to do is comment in a video, and then I pick one at random, and then I send you to a site, and you pick out a wrestling shirt, and you give me the size and your address, and I ship it to you. That's it. So I wanted to do something special for my subscribers because I do appreciate all the views and comments that I get, and it's exciting. It's fun, you know. And then next thing you know, I get noticed on WWE Network. That was crazy. Like I had a reaction video to my reaction video. You know what I mean? Like it was on WWE Network, and I filmed myself watching it for the first time. You know, so I think I'm cutting out again. Sorry. But I had a reaction video. Oop, you guys there?
Yeah, you good, man.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I had a reaction video to me watching it, and I was like, "Oh, that should go over pretty well." And it's got better and better since then. And certain reaction videos, they get the most views on my channel. It's crazy. And you know what? That's exactly how I've always have been watching wrestling. I've always been that way. You know, I've always been very animated watching WWE. And I just said, okay, I'm going to film myself because I'm a fucking lunatic. You know? And I said, all right, this should be fine. And next thing you know, I wake up one morning and I have like 100 more subscribers, and now I'm at 511, and I'm not even a year in. Like, it's a blessing. I love it. So I'm kind of hooked, man. And you know, my summer's pretty busy, but once the fall kicks around, which is right around the corner, I'm going to really, really put a lot of work into this more, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how all the changes, all the things you all will be doing on YouTube channels and other things as well. But yeah, good thing bringing that up, sharing our stories here, and specifically between me and you, Mountie, of our catchphrases. But I think with it also being late, I wanted to finish up, wrap up this episode. So I'll let everybody go over and share that people can find them on social media and otherwise. So let's start with Jaden.
Social media links.
Yep.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, put yourself over social media and otherwise.
All right. For Twitter, if you want to follow the real deal Jaden Steele, then it's simply go to Twitter to put RD Jaden Steele. That's JAYDEN, and Steele STEELE. That's all together. You can follow me on there. I appreciate everybody that's been giving me the follows. I've literally went from like nothing to like 1,400 people right now. Y'all are showing me the love on there. That's awesome. For the Instagram, it's Real Deal Jaden Steele with underscores underneath all of them. YouTube is Jaden Steele as well. Same way, same spell it, JYDEN, Steele with the extra E. Hit me up on the YouTube, guys. Like, y'all have been feeding me these subs lately, and I think I'm at like 261 right now. Like, I'm going up.
Nice.
And,
nice.
Yeah, like starting from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I was struggling just to get 10 views. Like it was hard to like, you know, in the beginning to get like anything for like YouTube. And, you know, I love putting smiles on people's faces, or I love getting them heated and wanting to try to beat me up. Like as long as I can get you guys your money's worth when I'm in the ring, you know, like I'm trying to share it to the public and get my name out there and provide a show. And like I get, like Mountie said, like I do giveaways too. Like every time I hit 100 views on something, every 100, like I'll raffle a free autograph signature of me myself. So
sweet
subs, fellas. The real deal, Jaden Steele. Don't forget the name. You will see me in the future or your nearest independent promotion. I am everywhere.
Blue?
I like it.
First off, I just want to say outstanding, Jaden, man. I appreciate people like you, man. Giving a fresh perspective on the business, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You're definitely gonna make it big with your charisma and everything you've been saying tonight, man. Definitely got high hopes for you, my friend. And for me personally, Blue. I got two things. I got Twitter and I got YouTube. That's it. I am not a social media guy. But Blue X Demon X, man, on both. We just hit 15,000 subscribers on the channel, man. So I just want to thank all my subscribers real quick, man. You guys are awesome. Showing the love as always. Steve, man, once again, thank you so much for having me on the show. Appreciate you, man. Monty, you are amazing as always, man. I sent you a picture on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but
no, not yet.
Yeah,
I'm too busy looking at your toque, man.
It sends you a picture. You're gonna check that out after the show. Check that out. But thank you guys, man. You guys are awesome, man. We definitely gotta keep doing this, man. It's always been always great to talk wrestling with you boys, man.
Same here, Monkey.
Yeah, man. So basically, I got the Facebook page where you know what, Jaden, I'll take one of your videos and I'll put you up one. I'll put you over there. I got about 100. Yeah, I got about 100 people following. It's not the biggest yet, but you know, there's probably, you know, if it gets in the right hands, like you said, and then we'll see what happens. But I have also obviously YouTube, Mounty's Corner. You can't miss me. You can't miss me there. Twitter, same thing. I have two handles on Twitter. I have Mounty's Corner, like at Mounty's Corner, and I also have at what the hell is it? Eddie_RKO, I think.
Yep, at Eddie _
That's the yeah. And I try to be as active on Twitter as much as possible, but unfortunately, I don't get the notifications. I probably should turn those on, but you know, when you have like 50 followers, meh, you know. Anyways, and then what else do I have? Instagram. Instagram is at Mounty's Corner as well. I think it's at Mounty's _corner, actually. So Instagram is there. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I think I covered everything.
Yeah, I think you got the gamut. For me, welcome to follow me on Twitter at WWE_podcast. My personal Twitter handle at Army_strong_06. The Facebook fan page, just type in Steve's Wrestling Ramble. You'll find it there. Really like. Also, find me on Instagram, StevieK_06. Again, that's StevieK_06. Great to have all three of you as guests. And thanks to everybody that watched live and will be watching archive if this video is posted. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. And as always, take care.
Rip 'em! Take it easy, guys.